our Tundra video series where we show you all the lighting upgrades you can do to your Toyota Tundra. Behind me is our 2010 Tundra Limited, and in this video I'm going to show you the newest lighting product available and show you how to put it on your Tundra and what it does. This is the GTR Lighting LED logo projector kit. This is pretty exciting because nothing like this has ever existed before. Basically how it works is you put it in your doors, you put it in your bumper, you put it under your dash, and when you turn it on, it shines an image onto any surface. So the way we're going to use them is pop them in the doors, and then when you open the doors, it's going to shine the logo onto the ground like a puddle light. So why did we pick the GTR lighting product? Well, 3 reasons. Number 1, these are brighter than a lot of them that are available. I don't want a dim logo when I open the door. These are bright and crisp. Number 2, these last longer. I've had people try some of the cheaper ones and they fail after a couple weeks. The GTR lighting product uses a Cree LED chip in each projector. And 3, they got a Toyota truck logo. Nobody else has this. So that's why we're using the GTR lighting product. So inside the box, you've got an instruction book, tells you how to put them in. You have 2 projectors and a hole saw. Now one thing that I want to point out that makes these projectors better than others. This piece right on the top here, where the cable comes out of the projector, is sealed up tight. A lot of them are flimsy, let water in, and just don't hold up very well over time. In order to do this install, you're going to need a few basic tools. We've got the soldering iron, a pick, I got a right angle pick, I got some solder, I have a drill with a drill bit, electrical tape, a wire cutter, a wire stripper, and of course our lovely logo projectors. Inside the box, we're going to find an instruction book. So on here you can see step 1, removing the door panel, step 2, using the hole saw, step 3, wiring to power, and of course you can read all of those things if you wish. But inside here we've got our very own little hole saw. This is basically a one-time use kind of a deal, so when you're done with the install, just throw that out. So you can see it's a pretty heavy duty hole saw, but there's really nothing special about it. If you lose this, you could just, get another one, no big deal. So the way this is gonna work is all we're gonna do is pop out the factory light here on the door. We're gonna drill a hole in the side to run power into the light fixture. Then we're gonna drill a hole straight down to mount the projector. Now you might be thinking, this doesn't really seem like the right way to do it. Usually everything gets hidden. Unfortunately, on the Tundra, this is the only way to do it. You see, we have to hide this projector somewhere, and there is nothing back here to attach it to except in this pocket where the cup holders are. So I'm actually going to drill a hole straight down inside the cup holder. Now on one hand, this isn't the way that you should normally have to do it, but on the other hand, it's going to be a really easy install. Like literally 20 minutes to do both doors from start to finish. That's including getting your tools and putting them away. And if you're like me, I don't even use this bin anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Another thing you might be thinking is, won't the projector get hot? Well, no, because it's only going to be on for a couple minutes every time you open the door. Well, aren't I going to see it, and won't it be ugly? Again, not really. I mean, yeah, you'll see it a little bit in here, but it's black. And it's going to blend in really good, and it's going to be pretty low profile after everything's installed, so it really shouldn't be a problem. Let's just do the install, and you can decide for yourself if you want to do it after seeing the finished product. First step is we got to get this light fixture out, and to do that, figure out what side to pry on and pop it out, unplug it, and set that aside. The second step is we have to drill a hole from this area into the door cubby. So if you look up here, I'm gonna put the drill in and put it right up against this little wall, and I'm just gonna put a hole straight through to the other side. The next step is to pull the drill bit out. Find your hole saw that comes with the kit. Mount it in the drill. And then we're just going to go straight down inside this cubby. Now what you're going to want to do is make sure that you're as close to this wall as possible. If you put it over here, you're going to have a lot of wasted space and the thing is just going to be kind of sticking up in the middle of your cubby. But if you put over here, it's going to be really close to this wall and it's not really going to matter. Now you put your drill away and grab the projector. The first thing you're going to do is pull the retaining collar off the projector, take it all the way off. Send the wiring up the big hole that you drilled with a hole saw. And as you're doing that, put the collar over the wires and then get most of the slack out. And then we got to feed these wires through the hole in the side of the cubby that we drilled first. And as you're doing that, pull all the slack out of the wires until you start pulling the projector up into the door. Push it up there so it's tight. And then on the top, this is kind of tricky because you got larger hands. There's not a whole lot of room to work. Make sure the collar goes on there and just start spinning it. Next step is to grab your wire cutters. Take a pretty good chunk of wires. Don't cut it real short because you're going to want to have some slack if you ever have to pull this door off. Strip back the casing so that the red and black wires are exposed. Strip those back so the wiring is exposed. And then do the same on your factory lights right here. So we're going to take the foam, strip it back a ways.
So if you strip these and you don't have the fuse pulled out, if you touch those together, you're going to get a spark and blow the fuse, and that's going to be a problem. So A, take out the fuse, or just be really careful and don't touch those wires together. Otherwise you'll be looking in your owner's manual for where the fuse locations are. So now that we got all the wires stripped, on the front it's tan and black, but on the back it's actually red and black. So it's really easy to figure out. But on this one, red goes to tan. Just twist the wire around the bare wire, like so. And do the same for this one. And when we touch this, the light's going to turn on because we have power here. After your wires are connected, we're going to solder them and tape them up. Now that the wiring is done, you can see that our Toyota logo is shining down, but it's crooked. So all you got to do is reach in here, twist the projector a little bit until you get it lined up how you want it. Now, make sure that your little retaining ring down here is tight so that it doesn't move. Once we get it in the position we want, the wires are hooked up and safely secured, and everything is tightened down, take your factory door light again, plug it in, push all your wires in here safely, figure out how this goes, and then clean up all your shavings and you're done. That's the whole thing. Normally on a vehicle where you can't put them in the pocket like this, or they don't have the factory light in the door, this job could take 2 hours. But if we weren't filming it and explaining it step by step, this would have been done in 5 minutes. So again, you can see it, but it's really not even that noticeable. So you decide. Do you want to be able to see the projector in your pocket, or do you want to have the projector shining on the ground? Because on this truck, you don't have the luxury of both options. You got to pick one or the other. Don't do it at all, or do it this way.
Thanks for watching our video. If you like what you see and you want to buy this for your truck, click the link in the description below or visit us online at www.headlightrevolution.com. Go to the vehicle specific section, find Toyota, and they'll be listed right there. Also, if you want to see our next video, hit the subscribe link. We'd love to have you on board for the next one.